everybody, and welcome to Midnight with Pokemon. Today we're going to be looking at the most iconic Pokemon cards ever released. Now this is a list of like my 7 favorite most iconic Pokemon cards released that I have. So these are just the cards that just completely kind of change the game, and just when people think about Pokemon cards, they think of this card. So before you see any of them, write down in the comments below what you think you're about to see. Alright, now let's go over to the table and see if you got it right. Alright, so let's start this iconic card collection, or my top 7 favorite iconic cards off with the Mario Pikachu. I think this card is what alone started me on collecting Pikachu promo cards and just Pikachu cards altogether. It's a beautiful Mario and Pokemon collaboration. We have the awesome Mario Pikachu down there, and we have like a Mario background up over there. It's absolutely gorgeous, and this card alone has just became one of those new iconic Pokemon cards. Like still in 2016, they're making cards that just absolutely change the game. Alright, so this next card is the Ancient Mew. So before this, we really just had like base set, I think maybe Jungle or Fossil, and then this Mew card came out. I believe this one is actually the Japanese second print of the Ancient Mew, and you can tell by a few things. One, it has that gorgeous swirl pattern. I believe the one that came out in English is a more just speckled pattern, and 2 is it doesn't have the Wizards logo down there. It just has the Game Freak logo. So this is actually released in Japan. So yeah, and then another iconic thing is not only the front of this card is holographic, but the back of the card is holographic as well. This card, along with the Charizard, is what made kids feel like king of the schoolyard, king of the playground back in the day. Just such an absolutely gorgeous Mew card. And whenever you think about vintage Pokemon cards, like Mew card, this picture is just right up there with Pokemon. Alright, let's go on to the next one. And that's Pikachu. This Pikachu is what welcomes so many kids into the hobby. And this right here is a first edition stamped Pikachu. So if you don't know, base set came with the first release, which is first edition, and all English first edition cards are actually shadowless, with the exception of Machamp, which came in the theme deck. So this right here is just so many people's favorite Pokemon in first edition. And the Pokemon cards is actually kind of, it has a good amount and some decent whitening, but I don't know, I might get it graded someday, and that's why it's in this card saver one. But definitely a super iconic card, the first edition base set Pikachu. So what's more iconic than a first edition base set Pikachu? I'd say a first edition base set Charizard. This is the card everyone's chasing down. All the big Poketubers have to have this first edition base set Charizard. This is the card that you see on all the headlines whenever something big happens in regards to Pokemon. I'm sure there's a first edition base set Charizard behind it, whether it's in the sealed first edition case or it's a BGS 10 Charizard first edition, breaking records in Pokemon trading cards, or just trading card games altogether. It is this first edition base set Charizard. Super gorgeous. This one is actually what you would call a thin stamp as well. It's really dark, and you see that 1 in there. The 1 is pretty thin in comparison to other stamps. Like, I'll just show it. Hey, you all learned something new. See how the 1 is a lot thicker on this Pikachu? It's really thin on the Charizard. So that's another thing that makes this one really cool. But yeah, altogether, this is probably the most iconic Pokemon card ever printed. Okay, let's go up to something next. I have a couple more of these getting graded, but for right now I just have this 5 right here. So this Lugia, we had the base, jungle, Fossil, Rocket, and then Neo. No other Pokemon came close to taking Charizard's position as that super chase card until Lugia came around in the Neo Genesis print. And then this became the new, like, god chase card. And yeah, just super gorgeous. This one happens to have a swirl right there. I love how it has different energies for the attack, just to make it stand out and be absolutely terrible in the trading card game, I imagine. But yeah, this Lugia is definitely an iconic card to have, and changed how people viewed the TCG. It was just such a awesome step to have this. And also the different colors behind it, the yellow, the red, and the blue, kind of reminds me of a promo Eevee they released as well. All right, so this guy right here, this is another one that just super iconic for the reason of alone of having an attack that was higher than Charizard's attack of 100. Now we had a Firestorm attack that did 120 damage. I believe it was the highest amount of damage done at the time, and it was just so great seeing this card in the playground, because all of a sudden people were looking at it as a little kid, just being, this is stronger than a Charizard. This card's amazing. It's only a stage 1 and it does more damage than Charizard. Like, Blaines Arcanine is amazing. So that just made it really iconic in my childhood, and I imagine in a lot of other people's. So yeah, Blaines Arcanine. Alright, so the last super iconic card, I wonder if any of you guys can guess it. It's Machamp. I just had to show off my Shadowless Machamp. So this card was in almost everybody's binder as a kid. This card came in the starter deck. So it had the Machamp, and it had Charmanders and Machops, and this is the card that came in the starter deck, which taught everybody how to play the game. It looked absolutely gorgeous, and they all had that first edition stamp. So this was your first card that a lot of people also wouldn't even remove it from the wrapper, because they just looked at it and they're like, look at this gorgeous holofoil first edition stamp Pokemon card. Yeah, definitely gorgeous, and it just brings me right back to the beginning of Pokemon. I don't know, this is probably right up there with Charizard as being like the most iconic card in the set. So cool. And yeah, so many of these have to come from base set. Alright, let's go back to the other tape. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed looking at these amazing cards. I hope you learned something new or saw something new in this video. And if you did, go ahead and like it. That would mean so much, and would get this video out to other people who can check out these beautiful cards. And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe, where you'll see more of these videos every Friday late at night. Alright, see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.